Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to another TEW2020 video. We're on the road to AEW Bank On It, which is our next show, our next pay-per-view. So we hope we have a strong go-home show and have a spectacular event. We are missing quite a lot of people. Obviously injuries to Jon Moxley, to Hangman Adam Page. We have Cody out for a month due to personal reasons. I had to give him a month off to try and keep him a little bit happy, but hopefully we can tie that into a storyline. And obviously the stuff going on between him and MGF. It's quite a stacked show, but as I say, we build a lot up to Bank On It, and we actually progress quite a bit on Dark as well. There's a lot going on there, so without further ado, we'll crack on to it and hopefully we can have a spectacular show. So let's go for it. Episode 66, let's do it. So here we are at the Hojo Stadium in front of 10,428 fans. Not a great start to the show. On Dark, Mayu Iwatani defeats Nyla Rose by submission. This was a 38. We had them not click, and that showed in their performances. And as you can see as well, we have finally got rid of Matt Striker after it not working out for him. So our announced team going forward will be the team of Mauro Ranallo, Tony Schiavone and Renee Paquette, who finally makes her debut. As you can see there, her initial staff member gimmick got the rating of great. So as I say, good to get her on board. Her color commentary stat is higher than Matt Striker's, so that is going to be our commentary team. I'll look and see if I can maybe utilise Striker, probably in a managerial role, or if we get like another show down the line, might use him in that regard. Also in the pre-show, we had Abaddon and Priscilla Kelly of the Dark Order defeat Heidi Lovelace and Tenille Dashwood in 8:44 when Priscilla pinned Tenille Dashwood. A 48 here, quite level in performances, which is good to see. So Abaddon's starting to catch up, but overall delighted with it, and it just shows the bit of depth we've got in this women's division. If we can just all get them to the same kind of level, I'll be delighted. We had Austin Creed take on Peter Avalon. These two didn't click, and Austin Creed won in 8:26 with a hammerlock DDT, and that was just a 44. Eddie Kingston says to Peter, I've said to you for weeks now, if you want to join us next week, man, I want a decision. You don't accept, bad things are going to happen to Peter Avalon, so keep that under consideration. So that was a 39. We then had an abysmal pre-show match. They had Jake Hager defeat Brandon Cutler in 7:55 with a red, white and blue Thunderbomb. At 58, Hager stands out in this matchup. His 73 performances plays Cutler's 23. So good stuff there. We then see Kingston say, Brandon, you lost again, man. You're going to take me up on this offer? And Brandon just says, I've thought about it for week after week and I'm deciding no. So Avalon was still thinking about it. Cutler says no, just a 27. And Kingston, and out of nowhere, his lackey, his machine, his monster, whatever you want to call him, former Impact Wrestling star Luster the Legend, Luster is here, and Eddie Kingston and Luster beat Brandon Cutler down, leaving him down and out. So a 25 for the segment, and yeah, Luster debuts a badass gimmick, and the initial rating was great. Then have the Acclaimed cutting a promo, doing a rap. I'm not going to do a rap because they lost, so yeah, they're just going to be using it as enhancement talents just to get them matches, get them experience, get their stats up before we eventually push them on Dynamite and eventually our second show. So this one got a 29 and they took on Best Friends. I said they lost, it was a bit awful, it was always going to happen, but I just see awful waffle and it just put me off there, sorry. But Best Friends beat the Acclaimed in 6:57. Chuck Taylor pins Anthony Bowens. You can see there in the performance, 27 and 25. I'll get them over, then we'll start giving them victories, and then we'll maybe one day get some raps on the go. So yeah, good to get a lot of that done on a version of Dark. It's just a pre-show. I just don't like booking two shows. I'd rather well, obviously I'm going to eventually go back to booking 2 shows, but as I say, I don't like booking pre-shows, probably the better way to say it, so I just book it as my pre-show here, because I always feel like if I do it like Dark in a different show, I end up double booking people, and it's just easier to navigate who's not on Dynamite and then have a match up on here. It's just a wee bit easier for me to filter it out. We start the show with a wee bit of disappointing promo, and it's a 79 from MGF. I actually expected this to maybe go into the light blues, the 80s, maybe into the 90s. MGF says, so basically, oh, what a sin that Cody's out now, he's not coming back for a month or so for personal reasons. At time I just accept, move over, he's a loser, go backstage, deal with that stuff, and allow true superstars like me to thrive and shine. So Cody always moans about, how he's been getting opportunities, and well, I don't know if say he was moaning, but how he was out of the title picture, and that one opportunity he had that he get taken away from him. Well, I'm putting myself into another opportunity, because I'm entering that Bank On It match. I'm going to climb that ladder within that steel cell structure, and I'm going to become the #1 contender and either beat Sir Brodie Lee or PAC for that world title. So, promo there from MGF. Matchup itself, he was taking on Mark Quinn. It was a good matchup, and MGF defeated Mark Quinn in 10-10 with a Swanton Bomb. 77. A 58 played a 90. We still get the colour commentary issue, so I don't know if that's maybe even Tony Schiavone that's the issue. So maybe I should just go Mauro and Renee. But I will try a few combinations over time, that's for sure. But a 77 segment anyway, still pretty damn good to say. Mark Quinn's obviously in a position where his tag partner's injured, so he'll be putting a few people over for now. Actually, if I just go back to this, we're going to have that for a long time, the very low experience to build up these pairings, but we'll work with it as long as we can. Moving along, we had some 6-woman action, and it was about that didn't have much heat and terrible wrestling. There's a trio of Chris Stotlander, Saraya and Carrie Hojo defeated the Blonderage, which is ironic because Ashley Lane doesn't have blonde hair in my picture. Maybe I should have thought of that when I signed that picture. Ashley Lane, Ali and Penelope Ford will just pretend she dyed her hair blonde here. But Stotlander wins in 8:40, pinning Ali. Everyone has pretty really good performances there apart from Penelope Ford, but she'll take a bit of time to get there. And a 62 is a pretty good position to be in, but it's likes of Stotlander, if we can start improving her, get her to the heights of obviously the former WWE ladies, and we can have a really thriving women's division. Mick Foley comes out and he just says the matchup was obviously previously meant to happen, but due to injury didn't. So at AEW Bank On It, we will see Shayna Baszler and Carrie Hojo finally go one-on-one. So that's 69. We then had the matchup, which I knew was going to not click. It was already a warning, but I felt like I had to put them together. We had a decent matchup here. Ace Austin defeats Scorpio Sky, 9:08 with the House of Cards. 57, not too bad. I think you're looking at maybe a mid-60 if they could click, but Scorpio Sky's getting a little bit stale. We'll fix him, give him something to go with going forward. But yeah, Ace Austin picks up the victory, and that's to help him going forward because he cuts a promo and he's declaring his entry into the Bank On It match. Remember, 10 participants, and we've only got a couple announced so far, so it was very vital that we started getting more in. That's 5 already announced, I believe. Brian Cage, Chris Jericho, MGF and Ace Austin. 4, sorry, so it's the 4th man in the match. We then had a match that didn't have much heat and terrible wrestling with Brian Cage defeat Austin Gunn in 6:52 with a pump handle facebuster. I think you can see where this show's going, just getting people over that are going to be in that big matchup. And that was a 61. Cage off his game, he had a 69 to Austin Gunn's 42. This is kind of one of the reasons why I do I've got strict storylines off, because it allows me just to have the matchup in a position where they don't always need to be linked to each other. They can just basically have matches, all get their momentum in a good position, and then have that match at the pay-per-view. After the matchup, Claudio Castagnoli comes out and he says it was a fantastic performance from Cage and he looks good going into the Bank On It match, but he has to remember when he was challenging for the TNT Championship, Claudio Castagnoli was the man that kept on winning, and that's going to be the case when he enters the Bank On It match this Saturday night. So a 76, a very strong promo from Claudio, and that's another entrant into the match. We had a tag team matchup that was terrible. We had Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, the Jurassic Express, defeat the Hybrid 2 in 8:53. Jungle Boy pinning Angelico with a quick roll up. A 54, it was just to give some more momentum to the Jurassic Express, and Angelico as a gimmick that's getting a little bit stale. This of course leads to Santana and Ortiz coming out, and we have that heated confrontation. They don't come to blows, but it's our small little segment to of course confirm that we are going to have the Jurassic Express challenge Santana and Ortiz, proud and powerful, for the AEW Tag Team Championships. That's a 65. Mick Foley comes out. Do we have him come out? I think we'll just pretend. All this is done on the fly, by the way. With promos, etc., I just mention it on the fly, no scripts or anything. I just have a rough idea and talk, because that's the way AEW is. And I say we put it as a Mick Foley segment on the Titantron, right? So you'll play out a video, and it's just saying it's sealed, it's delivered. We're going to see that mega female superstar make her debut at Bank On It, and Mick Foley cannot believe this deal is going through. So really excited. She'll be debuting at Bank On It. I don't know your predictions, who you think it's going to be, but I think it could be a game changer for All Elite Wrestling. Of course, this leads to Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, being quite upset by that, and she says, "Oh great, another woman coming in that's going to steal the spotlight from me. How am I supposed to become a superstar and a household name if all it is more people into the ranks?" Just her moaning and complaining. But of course she's been off television for that long. A 31 segment here. She's got a gimmick that's getting stale. I'll have a wee look because I do want to push Britt going forward, but she's been probably severely hampered by that 9 months off television due to the pregnancy. We then have the backstage meeting of the Dark Order. Mr. Brodie Lee says that Evelino has a massive matchup tonight, and he's got to make sure he can try and weaken PAC before Sir Brodie Lee's matchup. But he says there's some really good things going along within the Dark Order, just need to keep improving. He's good to welcome Alex Reynolds back. He knows that Alex isn't fit and ready to wrestle, but he can still come back to be in these meetings, and they hope his recovery is going well. So he's feeling a wee bit more sympathetic at the moment. But a 49 here, because obviously the likes of Reynolds, Silver, Abaddon won't be as over for promos as obviously, in this case you're basically needing the likes of Sir Brodie and Darby to carry them. But you hope the popularity of the first two can help the other 6 members of the Dark Order get over. 8 members already. I still want to expand it, so that's going to be fun for promos. We'll maybe need to mix and match. But that matchup was good. PAC defeats Evelino in 10:01 with the Shooting Star Senton on a 77. PAC getting 88. A 54 for Evelino, and that's them having good chemistry together. This match I think could have hit the 80s. The colour commentary obviously took a wee bit off it, but obviously the match was limited, being a 10-minute matchup. But yeah, served its purpose. PAC gets the win last week over Stu Grayson, over Evelino this week, and yeah, it's not too bad. It's not the main event, but we haven't really had that one massive promo, so we need the main event to deliver, or we could be struggling. We then, after the matchup, have a 3-on-1 beatdown. Obviously Evelino's been in the matchup, but John Silver makes a distraction, and it allows Brodie Lee and Stu Grayson to attack the champion, which was a 68. John Silver didn't come out of it looking good, and PAC and Sir Brodie Lee were stars. After the matchup as well, basically because they've beaten him down, Brodie Lee hits the discus lariat on PAC, sends him completely out cold, and Sir Brodie Lee stands above him with the AEW World Championship belt. And you know what? He goes, screw this, and he takes it with him. So the champion will not have his belt going into the match, the challenger will. Brodie Lee and PAC for the World Championship this Saturday night, and that's just the 72. This leads us to Sammy Guevara getting an 87 promo, so that helps us slightly. He's in the main event against Orange Cassidy, and he says, well, thinks the world should know an exclusive that Sammy Guevara is also going to be in the Bank On It match to become #1 contender for the World Championship, and regretfully so is Orange Cassidy. So yeah, that's going to happen. But he says he's going to put himself in a good position. He wants to be the man that carries this company on his back, because he's got a chip on his shoulder. I've completely stole this from a Sammy Guevara Dark promo, but yeah, I think it's a good opportunity for Sammy in this match. He looks good, and we'll confirm obviously the full card after our main event matchup. Tag team action: Sammy Guevara will team up with Shawn Spears. It's going to be Orange Cassidy and Kenny Omega, I believe. That's the match I made. There we go, yep. And good matchup: Kenny and Cassidy defeat Shawn Spears and Sammy Guevara in 18-12 when Kenny Omega pinned Shawn Spears with a one-winged angel. So 78. Shawn Spears was a weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else's in-ring performance. I might need to take Renee back off commentary, because that's quite a few matches that have been affected by the better colour commentary. So I'll take a risk, and I think we'll just go with Mauro and Tony at the pay-per-view and see how that goes. I don't want to cap every match at 78, because that's kind of in the brinky where we can go for winning pop and losing pop. So Kenny stands tall at the end of the show, and that gives us an 80, increases our popularity in 32 regions. Again, I'm assuming that's everywhere out with the US and Canada. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I think you'll probably see that more going forward when we get to our TV deals, where it'll be predominantly the places we don't have a great reputation, like 22 popularity. Will always gain pop in those regions for a long time, so don't think, oh, you're always getting pop, it's great. It's just those places are so far behind the US and Canada. But delighted with it. We'll quickly load to the main screen, because obviously I wanted to quickly run through the cards. So the matches, I might add to it, to be honest, on the night, but at the moment we've got Carrie Hojo versus Shayna Baszler. We've got the tag titles on the line as Santana and Ortiz take on Jurassic Express. The first crowning of the mixed tag team champions is Shawn Spears and Cassie take on Hikaru Shida and Kenny Omega. We've got the Bank On It match with Brian Cage, an unknown opponent, Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, MGF. I'll confirm we've also got Bandido in that match, Orange Cassidy, Matt Riddle, Claudio Castagnoli and Ace Austin. And of course the AEW World Championship on the line as Sir Brodie Lee challenges PAC. And of course that big debut of a female superstar. So looking forward to that one. As I say, matches might be added on the day. I take it ROH have basically grew and then dropped. Yep, so they've went to big and have immediately dropped to small. To medium, sorry. So September, week 4, risen to big, signed hundreds of wrestlers, and medium a month later. But they've still got a really good roster now, so maybe they'll get back up. But I think it's probably just the way the AI's booked them. Other stuff, Cheek South will stay with Noah. That's Madman Fulton, isn't it? That's fine. It's hard to tell without the pictures. It's just the way the picture pack has been pretty much assigned manually, so a lot of the wrestlers don't have pictures, but that's cool. Dynamite. That's majority enjoyed the show. Eddie, no. Soft drug user. I'm gonna fine him. I kind of wanted to continue that program. I'm surprised Riddle's not been propped for that yet. So there we go. One of our newest signings to AEW is here. Fergal Devitt. And it's not him who's debuting in the matchup, by the way. There's other plans for Fergal Devitt to join. He won't be Fergal Devitt either. It's time for us to properly bring back a Prince. I don't think he'll probably appear for a couple of weeks to get the programme sorted. Maybe even the week's Dynamite after, but Fergal Devitt will arrive. Saraya Talkswell says Christopher Daniels and the 3.07. City are getting unhappy, so don't be surprised if we end up getting dropped in Canada. Do you know what I might just do? we can. Nope. So I need to make sure we get 81 rated shows. So we lose that deal. We might be screwed to another TV deal until October 2022. So yeah, let's not do that. Because I'm literally 7 weeks away from being able to get TV deals across the board, or we're just going to have to really boost AEW Live and take a financial gamble on it. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Next episode, AEW Bank On It. Hope you're looking forward to it. I really think it's going to be a good show if the colour commentary allows it. But take it easy, season. Bye bye.